Mevorach. I am a research fellow here at the Institute for Philosophy and Social Theory, member of ShoahLab Holocaust Study Laboratory. I'm one of the organizers of this conference, and it is my honor to introduce you to speakers who are going to formally open this conference. We've started this minute too earlier than the program because this is enough time for me to say this couple of words to you. So without further ado, I want to call on two people who are the originators of this idea, who are co-founders and co-organizers of the main organization of this conference, which is Women in the Holocaust International Study Center, Zamir and Yaakov, to give you a few words, please.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I'm very pleased to see you all here, and I'm very excited and honored. And before we start our conference, due to the very harsh situation in Israel, from where I'm coming, I would like you all, please stand up for a moment of silence for the people that were killed. Thank you. You may be seated. I have to apologize that I'm reading from the paper, but I haven't slept for the last 3 nights. My daughter is a medic and she's in the battlefield, so please excuse me. Usually I don't read from papers. I'm very honored and excited to open our first international conference of WHISC. Women in the Holocaust International Study Center in Belgrade. This conference couldn't happen without you, dear introductory speakers, presenters, and the help of the wonderful people who work day and night to plan and organize it. I like to welcome very heartily all of you, and especially our distinguished guest, Mr. Yahel Vilan, the Israeli ambassador in Serbia. Thank you for coming and sharing with us. And also, of course, the hosting institute, the Institute of Philosophy and Social Theory, and the ShoahLab. Without those, we couldn't make it. I'd like also to thank all the presenters and those who contributed, and mention only a few of them because the list is very, very long. First of all, an endless thank you to my partner and co-founder of WHISC, Mr. Yaakov, who was the first to understand and realize the innovation and the idea of establishing an institute that will focus on women in the Holocaust. And then, of course, I must thank our partner, Mr. Backman, from the Claims Conference in Israel, that without his support, we couldn't make it. Our honorary president, Professor Carol Littner, who opened hearts and doors for us with her wisdom and goodwill. Last and not least, our hosts here in Belgrade, and I would mention only 3 very important names that without them we couldn't make it. Sonia from Haver, Dragana, and Vera, thank you so much, not only for your professional work, but also for your love, care, and support, especially in the last 3 days. All these wonderful people make our dream to come true, and here we are in this conference. I would like to send special thanks to Mara List in Israel, who pulled the strings. Without her, we couldn't make it. As all of you know, WHISC is the only and first comprehensive international center for women in the Holocaust research. Our center is focusing in different activities and different fields, all referring to women in the Holocaust. We work on research about women that were victims, victimizers, survivors, rescuers, resistance, of course, and also bystanders, Jews and non-Jews. In WHISC, we have established an online workshop in which we aim to produce new materials and sometimes basic materials about how to approach and how to teach the issue for high school students and undergraduate students. We also encourage young researchers, and we have 2 scholarships, fellowships for doctoral students. This year we had 2, and next year we are going to have another 2. We are also very proud that the Hebrew University in Jerusalem and Tel Aviv University has joined us with our fellowships, which makes it much more interesting, more scientific, and of course, more money for our researchers. We also work on the big data. We are trying to collect everything, all the materials that were written, published, archives, movies about women in the Holocaust, so that young researchers, and not so young also, would have everything in one place, and they don't have, like my generation, to be like acrobats between the different sources and different places. This is our first international conference, and I do hope that it's only the first step, and we're going to re-meet again next fall in the second conference. I wish all of us a very interesting, constructive, challenging conference, and I hope to see you all next week and the next conference. Thank you so much.
Hi, everybody. Honorable Ambassador of Israel in Serbia, Mr. Yahel Vilan. Our host, Belgrade University and ShoahLab, conference participants and distinguished guests, and Professor Lily Zamir, my dear friend and co-creator of WHISC. I must confess that I'm a little bit divided now in my feelings, because in one hand, very excited and very happy to be here and very happy to see our dream come true. And in the other part, I'm concerning, of course, about what's happening now in Israel. I have 2 kids in the army at the moment, and we are all, we have friends, we have families, we have relatives, and we are worried a lot of them. But I'm happy, as I said, to be here. And I'm amused by the mere fact that an idea that was conceived less than 2 years ago and has only been practiced 1 year has now materialized in the distinct achievement of holding the first international academic conference about women in the Holocaust. The conference, of course, comes on top of the many great other things and achievements that Professor Lily Zamir elaborated on. Regarding the subject of women in the Holocaust, I would say that there are 2 reasons for dealing with this subject for me. The first is that women deserve a unique research approach that examines their history with historical gendered tools and sheds lights on a female experience, which is unique and different in general, and definitely in the face of total war and the Holocaust. The second reason for me to be a co-founder of WHISC is the real mother of the WHISC initiative, Professor Lily Zamir, that when she told me about this idea in our first meeting, with such a glow in her eyes that you could see her passion and motivation. for the subjects. It was impossible to remain indifferent. I decided to try to make the WHISC initiative happen, even though very few people around us believed in this dream and thought that we could really bring it to stage where we are now. Dearly, thank you for finding me and Moreshet partners for your dream, and thank you for the privilege of sharing the excitement journey with you. We have embarked on this journey with wonderful partners and have built a steering team whose commitment to our center always amuse us. And we truly feel that we have found the best partnership we could have imagined. Although I do not want to repeat all Professor Zamir kind words of thanks, I would like all the same to express my gratitude to Mr. Lee Backman, who couldn't be here today. Mr. Lee Backman is the director of the CLAIM conference in Israel. His son is in the army in the south, and he just felt that he couldn't leave Israel and come here. He sent his really great warm words for the conference and for all of you, and he is a very good friend of us. A second thanks you go to the Serbian partners in WHISC steering team. Forgive me for being informal, but I will use the first names, Sonia, Dragana, and Vera. Without you, this conference would not have been possible. You were the best team we could have asked for. Thank you very much. Last but not least, I would like to thank you, the conference participants, for trusting us and choosing to be partners in the event that is historic in itself, the first international conference of WHISC. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lily, and thank you, Yaakov. Thank you for your kind words. I would now like to ask His Excellency, the Ambassador of Israel to Serbia, Mr. Yahel Vilan, to address.
Good afternoon. It's a great honor. Can you hear me? It's indeed a great honor to be here with you. First of all, I do want to thank all the organizers for not canceling this event, because I think one of the main messages we always try to keep from Israel, that we will not allow terrorism to really distort our life in a way that we will stop our lives. So we have to go on with what we are doing and planned in advance. And I think this is definitely important enough not to be canceled. So I do want to thank you for deciding to go on with this conference. Nevertheless, you know, in the last few days since Saturday morning, I share what I think the mixed feelings of my two colleagues from Israel. We are really in, I don't know if I should say the hardest time, but definitely one of the most difficult times, at least for my generation. I was a child, 5 years old in Yom Kippur in 1973, so I don't remember much. But what Israel is facing right now is really horrific from every angle you can try to understand. And believe me, and I ask all over questions about how it happened, what happened. And I always say these are questions that every Israeli is asking himself since Saturday morning. And we ask many more questions. But I think all of these questions should not really keep us away from the real questions one should ask himself. And this is, who are these people that we are dealing with? How, if we want, human beings can get to this cruelty? And one of the things I'm saying all over, I think, at least with Yaakov, we kind of grew up in more or less same gardens, if you say. And we talk about Givat Haviva, who is for many years tried to educate, among other things, on how Jews and Arabs, Israelis and Arabs should and can live together. And one of the things I'm saying all over since Saturday morning, also to the Palestinians, I don't think anyone should or try to identify with or to justify such acts. It's first and foremost against their interest. And I said today in a lecture, if someone thinks that the events of 7th of October will bring the Palestinian statehood 1 inch closer, on the contrary, it's just delayed for another decade. The peace camp in Israel, unfortunately, was diminishing year by year, mostly, I think, after 93 and the aftermath of 93. While we were talking peace, and they were, some of them talking peace with us, but the others terrorizing more and more Israelis and killing so many Israelis. And if the peace camp in Israel was small, I'm not sure how small it is since Saturday early hours, or when this catastrophe, barbarian attack was, in the photos and the footage is released. Horrible, and the fact, for a country like Israel, 1,000 people died. It's murdered, tortured. It's really unbelievable. We make these comparisons with 9/11. So just think, for per capita, 1,000 Israelis is equal to 10 times more than what happened in 9/11. But again, I want to express my thanks for our Serbian. Most of the people are from Serbia. The amount of messages I'm getting from people all over Serbia, people supporting offering support, opening their houses, opening their hearts. It's really amazing. And again, I'm saying it's not surprising because we know this friendship, but it's still, highly, highly appreciated and valued way more in such hard times. And now I will move to what I was planned to read today. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is truly great honor to stand before you today in this remarkable international scientific conference on women in the Holocaust, organized by the Women in the Holocaust International Study Center, ShoahLab, Holocaust Studies Laboratory, IFDT, and Haver, Serbia. This conference is an important milestone in our collective effort to remember and understand the Holocaust, the darkest chapter in human history. The significance of our gathering here today lies not only in the recognition of the Holocaust itself, but also in the spotlighting a facet often overlooked: the experiences of women during this period. Women played a pivotal role in the survival of their families and communities, yet their stories have been often overshadowed. As we commemorate the 80th anniversary of the establishment of Sajmište camp, in which most of the inmates were women and children, we must direct our focus towards the stories of women who lived through those horrendous times. By doing so, we pay tribute to the resilience, sacrifices, and contributions. Their stories are an integral part of the Holocaust narrative, and they deserve their rightful place in history. One such remarkable woman was Haviva Reich. She was one of the 32 Jewish paratroopers from the independent state of Israel who volunteered to join the British Special Operation Executive and infiltrate German-occupied Europe to work with local Jewish communities. She was sent to Slovakia as an emissary of the Haganah on a mission to aid Jews during the Slovak national uprising. Reich and other paratroopers were captured by the Germans occupying forces and executed. She was only 30 years old at the time she was killed. As part of the efforts to commemorate Haviva's name, Givat Haviva was established in 1949 as a national educational, archival, and research center of the Kibbutz Aratzif Edition and the Tza'ir youth movement. Givat Haviva was awarded the UNESCO Prize for Peace Education for its long-lasting work in promoting Jewish-Arab dialogue and reconciliation. I am proud to say that Givat Haviva played a significant role in my life. Firstly, in my own education as a trainee and also there as an instructor in a Shomer HaTzair movement. And then some 35 years later, my eldest son, Daniel, did his pre-military trainings there. He's now an officer in our Nahal Brigade in Israel. Haviva Reich's story serves as a powerful reminder for the extraordinary courage and determination displayed by women during the Holocaust. Her legacy lives on as an inspiration to us all, stressing the importance of remembering and honoring the countless acts of bravery that occurred during those dark times. This conference is not just a momentous occasion for academic discourse. It is also a testament to the enduring spirit of collaboration between our countries. Those darkest days of human history all over Europe were days of human glory here in Serbia, in which most Serbs made the right moral choice and stood to fight against all different occupied forces. Those shared courage and suffering cemented the long-lasting friendly relations between Serbs and Jews, between our countries, and indissoluble glue. We commend the friendship between Israeli organizations and our local partners in Serbia, which has made this event possible. Nowadays, as we are faced with ever-growing attempts to revise history, such joint endeavors are more important than ever before. Together, we aim to ensure that the historical facts of the Holocaust and the extraordinary stories of women who endured endured it continue to live in our collective memory. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Our next speaker is the organization which was mentioned a couple of times. So the second organization which is responsible for this conference, it is the ShoahLab Holocaust Studies Laboratory of this institute. And I call my colleague, Dr. Milovan Pisarri, and the coordinator of our ShoahLab to say a few words.
Thank you, Vera. Thank you for being here. It's not easy for me, especially in this moment, because we're all thinking about what is going on, what is happening in Israel, and we are all really sorry for that. And we hope that soon there will be a solution, there will be peace, will happen in Israel. I'm the coordinator of the ShoahLab. ShoahLab is a small research unit of our institute. We deal with Holocaust. It's a small research unit that is basically one of the examples of good cooperation between different experts. We're not only historians, there are a lot of colleagues from other institutes and with other different backgrounds. And even though we are a small research unit, we have the aim and the ambition to become one of the leading international recognized hub in this region for the study of the Holocaust, because we think that we need to study this topic, to study the Holocaust, not only the Holocaust in Serbia, but to study the Holocaust in Europe. We're growing. We're working on different issues and different topics. We, first of all, because we are an academic institution, a research institution, we do research. We do a lot of research on the Holocaust. We have publication of the Holocaust. We organize book presentations, conferences, and other events. We, of course, have different projects, thanks to the support of different donors and different organizations. We are trying also to preserve the records of the Holocaust, but the digitalization of archival documents. We want to produce a database with the documents on the Holocaust in Serbia, and we're working on it. We work, of course, on the education, at the educational level. Even though we are an institute, a research institute, we have the possibility, thanks to the Claims Conference, to organize the courses on the Holocaust. And I'm really proud because I'm teaching, I'm holding the lessons, and there is a lot of interest among the students from different faculties, mainly from faculty of political science, from the faculty of philosophy, faculties on law. So basically we have new generations that want to deal with these topics, and this is really important for us because at least at the end, this is our mission. I mean, we have to, we need young generation that want to have the idea that want to deal with these topics. And we do, of course, also we deal with commemoration because we're always paying attention to the important, to the significant, important commemoration during the year, started from the International Holocaust Remembrance Day, and then to the other important events and commemoration during the year. For these reasons, I think that this conference is really important, and I really want to thank the organizers for this, and my colleagues, of course, for this incredible job you did for the organization of this event. I think that for our ShoahLab is the most significant, the most important event this year, because this topic, it's something that is completely new for our region, and I think that this could be also the beginning of a new thematic approach also for our ShoahLab, for our research unit. And I hope that also the students will be interested in researching this topic. That is, as I said, really important for all of us. So thank you for being here. Thank you, the participant, and really happy and honored to hear your presentations and to stay with you today, tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow. And will be also honored to take you to visit the Zamir concentration camp and to moderate the session today, tomorrow in the afternoon. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you, Milovan. So there are a lot of us. We apologize, but as Mr. Ambassador said, and as my colleague said, we are all very happy that we managed to do this together. And I just want to, in this short interim before giving the word to another speaker, say how happy we are that our co-organizers managed to be here and our participants from Israel. So that little note. Our next speaker is the third organizer of this conference, a very important organization in Serbia called Haver Serbia. And to say a few words is one of our organizing committee members, Professor Dragana Stojanović. Dragana, please.
Thank you so much, dear colleagues, Your Excellency, dear friends. First of all, welcome to Belgrade. And as our colleagues said, we are having so many mixed feelings because we are on one hand so happy and so proud that we did it regardless of these unfortunate times. And I want to thank you personally and also in the name of Haver Serbia to our colleagues from WHISC, Lily and Yaakov, for staying strong all this time and really not letting us go nor left nor right, but right to the goal, which is this conference. So thank you very much for all encouragement that you gave us, regardless of the situation that first of all you are in, and then all of us with you. As some of you may know, the organization Haver Serbia is the organization that primarily works with Jewish education. And we try to use the tool of learning, and we actually believe that the tool of learning can be the one that can help us understand the past, the history, some very difficult moments of the past, but also the topics of the contemporary day. So also when we are making the programs, we try not to shy away from the difficult topics, from the sensitive topics. We also try not to shy away from the difficult times. And I think that this conference will bring both because of the history and because of today. Also, we try to use the tool of learning to make the spaces that are safe. So to use the learning so we could feel safe and safely discuss about all the topics that we are working with and living. I hope that this conference will bring those safe places and places of support, because that is something that we need the most. Also, we try to give the voice to all the voices that were not that present, and they have to be present more. And when we are speaking about women in the Holocaust, that is practically the first topic that comes to my mind. How many women were there, and how many women are still living and conveying this legacy to us. So this conference also has a very personal meaning to all of us, because the legacy of the Holocaust and the women in the Holocaust is also something that is a big part of the legacy of the Jewish community in Serbia and also here in Belgrade. And in the end, I just have to say that we prepared 10 very, very rich panels with lots of presenters, lots of topics. So I wish us all the successful conference, the successful panels, and above all, meaningful time for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Dragana. So the last speaker to welcome you all is Assistant Director of this Institute for Philosophy and Social Theory, Dr. Tamara Plećaš. Tamara.
Thank you, Vera. Dear colleagues and friends, Your Excellency, I'm especially honored to welcome you on behalf of the Institute for Philosophy and Social Theory, and to extend the warm regards of our director, Gazela Pudar-Draško, who is unable to join us here today. Additionally, I would like to express our gratitude to the conference organizers, WHISC, Women in the Holocaust International Study Center from Israel, ShoahLab, Holocaust Studies Laboratory from the Institute for Philosophy and Social Theory, and the NGO Hever Serbia. They have shown remarkable professional dedication and effort in organizing the international conference over the past few months, and especially over the last few days. This conference holds immense significance. The female experience of the Holocaust and the voices of female survivors have been marginalized and silenced for many years. And it's only in recent decades that this has started to change. Theoretical debates have encompassed a diversity of opinions, from those suggesting that the Holocaust was somehow gender neutral, or that women's experiences were a mere sideline or even a distraction from the main event, to the development of a specifically feminist history and reflections of the Holocaust. This approach, as articulated by one of the theoricians, Zoa Vanya Voxman, involves using the testimonies of women themselves to give voice to their own experiences and shed light on their disempowerment before, during, and after the Holocaust. This conference is another incentive to continue theoretical research. It opens a space in which we can re-examine representations of women in the Holocaust through various fields, including art, literature, gender studies, and notably the preservation of memories. Anna Frank, in one of her diary's entries, wrote, "Memories mean to me more than dresses," a reflection at a time when she did not have almost any dress left. I would like to express my wishes for productive, engaging debates, friendly discussions, and memorable moments for all of us, including myself as one of the conference participants during the conference days and your stay here in Belgrade. Thank you.
Thank you, Tamara. I've read recently, I love this a lot, a story that was shared by a scientist who was finishing his career basically, and he said, you should feel lucky if by the end of your career you have more friends than papers. So I'm just going to add, make new friends. Welcome again to Belgrade. We're going to continue with our program on time, so we have some couple of minutes just to put the air out and just continue with our work. Thank you again all, Your Excellency, all of our speakers. Thank you for being here and wish you a successful conference.